What's going on, family? You back in the studio with Abrew Yashar'el, man. This one here is, I consider it a banger, but this is a disappointing banger also. This lady was arrested for whooping her kids, but she went to jail because her kids, her three sons, broke in somebody's house and took materials or stole some items out of their home. And she came home and she saw these things and she got on their hind parts, which any respectable parent should do. Let me say that. Ain't no time out when I said you done did some crime. You done did some heinous like that, breaking somebody's house. I know I say heinous, but you done did some stupid like that, breaking somebody's house. So with that said, I guess they saw bruises on the kids and they called the police on her. And she went to jail, which was sad, bro, because what if those kids would have got shot or killed in somebody's house? Then she going to be considered a bad parent. But this lady was just trying to discipline her kids and still went to jail. I think society has lost it. I grew up on being disciplined. I grew up on whoopings. You know what I mean? My mom, I think I got about 2 whoopings from my pops, but he hit a little too hard. You know what I mean? Mom got me and my brother a little bit more than did my dad. You know what I mean? Because my mom was soft. Yeah, she was soft. She watched my videos, y'all. So I'm calling her out now. I'm just joking. But in the same sense, I didn't give my mom a lick of trouble, man. Neither did my brother. My kids grew up on spankings, and they didn't give me an ounce of trouble. So I won't tell people how to raise their kids. You raise the kids how you see fit. But in the same time, I grew up on them. And this lady wanted to discipline her kids for breaking in their neighbor's home. And she ended up going to jail for it. So let's get into it, man. And I think it's a sad, but let's get into it.
News 2 at noon.
A mom in Baton Rouge punished for punishing her children, out of jail and speaking out. And that's our top story. Welcome on this Wednesday. I'm Kylie Dixon in for John Pastrick. Shaquana Spears was arrested on Monday for whipping her 3 sons, ages 10, 12, and 13, reportedly causing them to bleed. Now she's giving her side of the story. News 2's Michael Vinceno joins us with more from Spears and reaction on this story that's quickly been gaining the attention of people from all over the country. Good afternoon, Michael.
Kylie, we were there. Shaquana Spears was leaving jail last night. The emotional mother shared her side of the story. Take a listen to what she had to say.
I left work, and in the process, I made it to my house probably in 3 minutes, and they were actually in there with the stolen items. And I just grabbed the belt off of the dresser and whooped them. Like, I called up many butt whippings for, not doing what I was told. And they landed me in jail with a criminal record. Right now, their dad is incarcerated. So that was my main thing. I have them in the best of schools. They're on the honor roll all throughout school. They're in magnet schools. And they're just being kids, being followers. So I thought I was showing them this is not what you do. You don't steal people's stuff, what they work hard for.
And the support for Shaquana Spears has been unending. We shared the video on Facebook last night. Since then, over 2 million people have seen it, and 10,000 of them shared their thoughts with us. Elizabeth Stanley from Iowa said, "Prayers. This is ridiculous. I don't care if she left marks. If they would have been killed in someone's home, it would have been okay for the homeowner because they would have been protecting themselves. This mom is protecting her children." Douglas Slavin commented, "It's a shame that a hardworking mother trying to teach her children to do the right thing is jailed. I guess the authorities would rather her kids join their father in prison. This is what's wrong with Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and our country. No discipline for kids doing bad behavior. You and your family will be in my prayers." Laura Burks commented, "We need more loving, responsible parents like her. Charges need to be dropped and an apology made to her. If more parents did what she did and care enough to want to raise their children with respect, we would all benefit." But not everyone was in support of Shaquana Spears. Gamers Guild said on Twitter, "She beat them with an RCA cord, a metal cord, until they bled. Stop defending this monster." It wasn't just comments and concerns. Quite a few fundraising campaigns have been started on certain websites. You could find the entire interview with Shaquana Spears. We've posted it on our website, WBRZ.com, as well as our Facebook page. Kylie?
Thank you, Michael, for that report. And we continue our team coverage with reaction from those who know Spears and her children. News 2's Chris Nakamoto is live with more on what neighbors have to say about her arrest.
Good afternoon, Kylie. This whole incident that stemmed from this whole issue started right here at the corner of Satinwood and Greenwell Street. We're not far from the Glen Oaks subdivision. One of the neighbors here tells me that her home was broken into by a small group of juveniles. She had come home, the window was open, and she noticed some items were missing. We talked to her. She said she wound up calling the mother after this incident, after her home was broken into, to discuss what had happened. Take a listen to what she had to say.
Oh, I was devastated. I feel so bad for her because she did what she was supposed to do. Her kids broke into a house that they could have got killed at, or the police could have seen them going in and shot them. These are babies, 10, 11, and 12 years old. So she did what she was supposed to do, and I feel so bad that all this had to happen, you know, from her whooping her kids for them breaking into someone's home, which is very dangerous, especially these days. So, no, she did what she was supposed to do.
As Michael Vincento reported, this story has just obviously taken the attention of the entire nation, this entire community. We interviewed a woman earlier today who wound up bonding her out. She posted her $1,000 bail late last night, and you're going to hear from her on later editions of News 2. We also interviewed the mom. Later on this afternoon, Kylie, in about an hour, she's going to head down to family court where she's going to try to make her case to get her children back. Of course, we intend to be at that hearing. Again, a lot is developing. We're going to have much more on later editions of News 2. But this obviously has some people split, some people obviously standing behind the mom, but it certainly has tugged at the heartstrings of many people in this community. Kylie, back to you.
It has. Thank you, Chris, for that report. And again, all of that previous reporting on the original story is on our website, WBRZ.com.
I stand with the mom. I could care less about what society think. You got a lot of trolls out here. You know, I understand she whooped him with a cord or whatever she might have did. She was angry. She was disappointed. You know what I mean? She saw her kids. She said her kids are in magnet schools. They're on honor roll. She's a hardworking mom. Their dad is already incarcerated. She's trying to keep her boys out of that lifestyle. They broke in somebody's house. She ended up seeing them, seeing them with the merchandise. She took, typical mother, typical parent. She took whatever she can get a hand on and whooped their hind parts. I understand people gonna be like, oh man, she a monster, she all that. You can go to hell. Let me say that, because if that was your kid or my kid, yes, I would have whooped their hind parts too. You know what I mean? Kids need to be disciplined. Even the scriptures say, spare the rod, spoil the child. I know somebody, that ain't what it said. You need to read your scripture more and look into and study a little bit more. You know what I mean? Because these kids need to be these kids, y'all want to put in time out of, no, little Bobby, don't worry. Just sit over there for 5 minutes. And he go back and do the same shit or even do stuff even worse at this point. People, it's not until we tell these kids don't touch the stove, and they touch the stove and the stove is hot, till they ain't gonna do it no more. When you get on one of these kids' hind parts, you know what I mean? They ain't gonna do that no more. Unfortunately, the kid bled. She was angry. She was angry. She's a hardworking parent, and she was angry and seeing her 10, 11, and 12-year-old boys broke in somebody's house and stole some stuff. Because, like she said, they was followers. And most kids out here are followers. They're trying to prove themselves to the upper kids in the neighborhood. And these upper kids ain't doing that stuff. They baiting you to go in there and go to jail. You know what I mean? So with that, man, I stand with this mom. I don't care who like it. You know what I mean? I'm glad she was out, and she was on $1,000 bond. She didn't even have $1,000 to bond herself out. Now she got to go out here and try to get her kids back from family court. Because, hey, all these government agencies are big business. You can say what you want to say. Everything, all these agencies are big. They make money off family and kids and courts and that. You know what I mean? And this is sad. Why this woman even getting arrested for whooping her kids? Like the lady said, if they'd have got shot by the homeowner, then she'd been looked at as a bad mom. Oh, these kids so terrible. They done broken somebody's house. Now look at me stressed out over here. Or the police would have called them breaking into somebody's house and shot them or arrested them or whatever. You know what I mean? This woman been arrested and a mug shot for disciplining her kids. So I could care less what trolls think. I know I'm gonna have some trolls on in my comments on these videos, and but like I said earlier, man, you can go to hell because I could care less about what you think. I grew up on spanking whoopings. My kids got their butt spanked when they did something wrong, and my kids hadn't gave me a lick of trouble to this day. I didn't give my mom a lick of trouble to this day. You know what I mean? Yeah, I understand you got some kids out there that's got spanked and they locked up or doing whatever, but it worked for me and my kids. So hey, we're gonna keep moving. So prayers for this family, prayers for this mother. I hope she got her kids back. I hadn't did no follow-up on this right here, but I hope she got her kids back. And I hope the community stand behind her and drop out, and the police and DA drop all the charges, man, and move forward with that, because this is a truly sad situation. Until next time, man, y'all be good. I'm Abrew Yashar'el.